Hello everyone, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online, continuing on with our Burner Alpha missions, not Burner Alpha missions, Anomic agents, Burner missions, and yeah, picking up right where we left off. I did run a couple missions in my Sentry Dominics just to sort of clean up and get some more standings, but it wasn't a lot. But we have a whole bunch of loot and salvage now that we're going to sell, but I'm not going to count any of the loot and salvage as income, just the stuff we make during the actual Anomics. Lots of great comments after the last one. Definitely fixing the damage in our notes is probably going to be the biggest one. We'll have to go through the document and switch it up. We're going to do it as I go in this case, just because I'll look at each one when we pull it, see what damage types we should be doing to the various rats. But I am going to carry all 4 rockets with me going forward, so we can change it on the fly if we need to. Lenny, yes, you did tell me never ever go back into the team agent sites when you warp out. I completely spaced because sometimes they pull up to 0 on the warp in and you get grabbed. So it was pretty dangerous apparently that I went back twice. It was pretty exciting though, so we'll go with it. And yeah, other people pointed out that I wasn't using the document, and that's true. This fit isn't from the document, so I didn't go with that. I just went with the information I had. Looks like we did correct it. We are going to do thermal against the Vengeances from now on, apparently. So we'll see how this goes. But let's see. I should have 2, so I'm going to try to grab them both. I managed to sort of roll up so we could have 2 teams. I'm going to go check the other side in a second, but we have a Jaguar. This is the more dangerous one. We want to orbit at a longer range. So we'll see how this goes. I'm not going to switch to T2 ammo at the moment. We can do these with the Navy ammo. I know I can. I'm hoping. So we're going to go ahead and accept this. And then we'll pop over to our other planet, or other station. And I think I have one waiting there to be picked up as well. And we'll go run them both. Since we're carrying all the ammo anyway, we can go run them both and then come back and drop them off. That'll be pretty cool. And actually I got to change this because we've done 1 mission. Not that way, that way. And this will be mission 2 and 3. Let's see how this goes. Oh. I rebooted. That was my first undock since I rebooted. I forgot. So if we see we can grab these 2 missions, we'll go run them. And we'll get our damage type sorted out. The other thing I'm thinking of doing just in this, for the sake of this series, is when we do have to get a new ship, we're going to start with the cheaper versions of the fits. So a lot of the fits in this document have a cheap version. It takes longer to run the site, but it's cheaper to put together. So we can start with that, which won't cost us quite as much. And we can start sort of building up some ISK and then upgrade as we see fit. I think that'll be fun too. So it'll just give us more opportunity to fly different fits and different ships. And if we lose them, it won't be quite so detrimental to our forward momentum here. So what do you got? Team Anomic Vengeance. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to look it up. You guys can't see this just because of how it is, unfortunately. I haven't set up the new window to be able to see the thing. If you go to Vengeance, it says even right here, Logi is weak against explosive. He's weak against... says EM. EFT damage profile. No, that's their damage. Burner Hawk is weak against, or Vengeance work against thermal and EM. So that's cool. So we'll use the thermal missiles explosive against the Logi for this one. And the other one is the Jaguar. So we'll go take a look at that. We want to do kinetic against the burner, and we want to do EM against the Logi. Alright. And just so I don't have to keep referring to the document, I am going to still use my notes. So we definitely want to do Inferno here. I mean, EM is the secondary, so we can do like this. And then for the Jaguar, we want to do Nova, right? Explosive. And Logi... no, Jaguar is kinetic, so we want to use Scourge. So I think what I did is I went through and put what the usual is, and doesn't seem to be the case. We will double check these when we go in sight. I will bring up the profiles once we're safe. Nova is the secondary, and then we want EM, so Mjolnir versus Logi. Okay, excellent. And this is when we want to definitely orbit at 24k, so we're going to do probably the Vengeance first. So let's just set our destination. Excellent. And let's go do these things. So we'll chain together 2 burners. It'll be pretty awesome. And yeah, so if I warp out again, I won't continue to warp back in. If I have to leave, we're going to consider that one burned and cash it in. I really don't want to risk losing this ship. And yeah, Lenny, you definitely did say that. As soon as you messaged me, I remembered that you did say that. So luckily, it didn't become an issue. It very well could have been a loss, because if we warp in too close and they scram and web us, there's no way we're getting out of that with this. There's no tank. And though they hit pretty hard. So don't do that. If you leave the team agent mission, just leave it and go get a new one. A lot safer. I will probably forget again, and I will go back in and get exploded. And when I do that, you can all laugh at me. That is a given. I would be okay with that. So if I keep messing up like that, I do deserve to be laughed at for sure. What are we going? We're going to the Vengeance first, yes? So we want to be doing Inferno. Actually, no, we want to start with... because we want to kill the Logi first, we want to do Nova first. See? This way you guys can see me checking it too. So we want to do Nova, and we want to orbit at 22. It was commented that we can orbit as low as 20. I don't feel there's any reason to risk it. Yes, it might be a little faster. We can switch to Precision and get a little bit more DPS, but I'm going to err on the side of caution for the most part. And since we're hitting anyways, and the actual damage, like as long as we're hitting, we're applying the damage. So unless we're going to switch these to Precision, there's no point in getting any closer. And I mean, realistically, we probably could. Because we can get out to 30, so we can probably even still drop down, but it's not going to matter. And unless we switch these, as I said, unless we switch these Precision scripts. But I think they go fast enough. Nova. I almost didn't do it. That would have been funny. We're just going to wait. It's probably good now. Are we in the structure? No. Okay. And then you kind of want to wait a few seconds, again, for the Microwarpdrive. And I was also told that if you don't start shooting the Logi right away, you want to wait for them to settle down. Because I guess they get sort of into a position, and then they will... So we're just going to wait till we turn a little bit sideways here. Lock these up. We're going to give the Logi a second to kind of do its thing. The other thing is we're also not going to overheat until we're into their armor, because there's no point. And I don't think I will overheat in this case. And there we go. Just because we're going to be doing 2 of them, and I want to save the overheating damage in case we get into trouble. But you can see it's going pretty quick this time. Compared to last time, we should be okay. Did he pull out a range? Wow. So he hasn't actually stabilized his orbit yet. Let's move this up just a little bit because I can't see the words. There we go. Probably a little bit more because we're going to with the modules. Can we lock this guy back up and shoot him again? He's probably full armor now. No, okay. Just because we already damaged him, I want to finish him off. There we go, 200 and... yeah, there we go. Now we're doing the damage. He should be stable now, so his speed shouldn't change too much. So our damage should stay pretty solid, and we'll just chew through him as time permits. I mean, a few more DPS would make it faster, but this is the safer way. So, works for me. So we'll do this one, then we'll go try the Jaguar. Jaguar is... I don't remember if we've done one before. That one we have to adjust our orbit to 24. And that should put us out to orbiting at about 30. He has longer range on his webs and stuff, I think, is why we do that. So we'll do this one first. We make a little bit of ISK at least. And yeah, then we'll see what we get for the next little bit. Don't mind my door. I do have a new green screen coming, so maybe by the next video that should be fixed and we'll have a nice green screen. Back to having, you know, the PDK or the Malware logo in behind me or whatever, or just a blank screen so you can see more. So that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to that. That should be on its way. It should be here tomorrow or early the next day. So hopefully by the next video. This is going a lot smoother than yesterday when you're using the right damage types. So yeah. Again, remembering that showing info, I keep forgetting about this because for years this wasn't a thing. I keep forgetting it exists, but you can see this is their armor, their main tank, and their lowest in thermal, so we want to be using Inferno missiles. The nice thing is color-coded. You can see the tips are yellow on these missiles, so that's explosive. The thermal missiles are red on the tip, and so on. So that's another nice little tip if you look at these. Also now when you right-click you can see, but they're color-coded to the icons, which is awesome. If you didn't know that, now you do. Okay, that's that. And then we're going to switch to Inferno missiles. And we're going to get our target painter on this guy. And again, we could close in, but there's no need. Just grind through it nice and safe. Once we get all set up and we're risk positive, we can start taking risks to try to do it faster to increase income. But for now, seems like the way to go, right? Right. I'm slouching a little bit in my chair. I have a back's hurting a little bit, so I have a heat pack behind me, so I'm kind of slouching. Let me know if that bugs you that I'm really low. I'm just trying to be comfortable, you know. This self-quarantine thing. Starting to sit around a little more than I'm used to. Gotta get out. Gotta find some ways to exercise in the house, doing stairs, that sort of thing. Ah, lots of fun. I do hope all you guys are out there being safe and taking care and doing what you need to do to make sure you and yours are protected. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I don't want, you know, just we do what we can do. So let's go over here. We're going to pulse it once we're aligned, and then we'll switch to Scourge. No, not Scourge. I think we wanted to do EM against the Logi on the other one. Right. Yeah, we want to use EM. So you can see green for Scourge. Oh, is it green? Okay. And then blue missiles, really light blue for the EM. Nothing here that we want. So we can set our destination now. Oh, it is in our actual home system, so that's pretty cool. That was a good choice. That way if we do get in trouble, we can warp off, maybe. If we can... well, if we get in trouble, we probably can't warp off because it means we're scrammed. But I just want to double check again on my document. Logi versus EM. Okay. And we'll double check it, as I said, once we get on grid and get stable. And we got to set our default to 24,000, not 240,000. There we go. And that should have us orbiting about 28 to 30, which is about where we want to be. And so this is probably how I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and have at least, I'm trying to set it up so I have a burner or a team burner or one of the missions that we're going to do in each of the agents, and then just do both of them. I think that's going to be the way to go, since we do have it set up that way, and I'll just run the normal missions off camera when I need to. And I intend to just donate all that salvage and stuff to the court, because that's what I usually do with it. I did bring a Noctis out here, so I can do full salvage when I have that, and hopefully this will all work out and I don't have to move again, because there's no really good places near home. Oh no, I wanted to... It wasn't next door. That's okay. This one is a lot of jumps, so I will bring you guys back once we're landing on grid, and we will go from there. Alright, here we are on grid. We have our Yonder missile set up for the Logi, switching to Scourge for the burner. Got it. Let's do this thing. Oh, minimize. There we go. Turn these on. And yeah, we could do precision, absolutely. And at some point, maybe if I do buy more ammo, I will switch to the T2s, but I find the Caldari Navy missiles give us kind of a nice middle range, right, between range and DPS. But as we sort of tweak this down and we get more comfortable with it, we can definitely look at tweaking out that little more performance out of the deal. For sure. I did set this, right? Yes. Okay. Wait till we turn sideways. Okay. And we'll just kind of give everything a chance to settle in. So we're just gonna... So that looks good there, just like that. Everything's good. We'll start shooting this this Logi here. We'll see how that goes. Let's check the profile. Show info. Yeah, see? So kinetic here. Definitely not Mjolnir. We want to go explosive. Okay, did I do that wrong? Yeah, it says Mjolnir there. Okay, I'm going to switch these because... Actually, are these shield tanked? Let me just double check. They're probably shields. No, they're not shields. Oh, shields. Yeah, right here. So it is... Yeah, EM. They're shield tanked. They're Logi as shields. We want to be doing EM. I was looking at the wrong slot. Great. Okay, and then the Jaguar is... Yeah, kinetic. Excellent. So that'll be the green-headed missiles. Once we get there. Nice, nice. Kind of just take them down. We definitely don't want this Jaguar getting in close to us, but it seems to be doing just fine here. So he's trying to shoot us. You can see it right there. Yeah. But we're going just a little too fast. He can't quite catch us. There he is. Okay, then we want to switch to kinetic missiles. So 25, that works. Hopefully it wasn't too risky. Let's grab a screenshot. Yeah, that's a pretty good screenshot. Let's go back to looking at my ship, and then we'll fix the camera on the Jag, and we'll grab some screenshots from this spot as well. Such a nice ship. All the screenshots. There we go. Jaguar's almost down. Nailed it. And then let's just reload. Just so we have a full rack. And we'll set our destination home again. Hooray! So that's 2 burners down in one sort of... It's just one pulse. We'll slam on the brakes when we get to about, I don't know, 10. Nope, that was way too late. So maybe 12 next time. We'll try 12 next time. Okay, excellent. On our way home. So we are, yeah, 7 jumps. It's quite the haul home. But there we have it. We can actually start updating our sheet while we're traveling here. So we know that each of those is 5 million. No, not 50. 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So in the last video, I had only put 50,000 or 500,000, not 5 million, in as my my bounty payout for the burner, and that's why it didn't update properly. And then base, let's do this one. Oh, that's another thing we're going to talk about. We can do that as well. So 2990 123. So 2,999,000 or 990,000, and then the bonus is 2,660,000. And then so the LP again, we're not going to count that until we've converted it to ISK. And then for the second one, So there are a few things that affect this section. And we're going to talk about that in just 2 shakes. So base payout is 2,140,000 and 2,710,000. And if that's all correct, we are at, got to be higher than that. No, that's about right, 30 million. Excellent. Keep going. All right, so first off, I had the question, why do I get these numbers? So 13,000 loyalty points and 2 million and 2 million and whatever they were. And that the problem was that they were getting less. And the biggest contributor, if you're going to be doing missions or anything that has that kind of payout, here's my overview for people that want it. If you like the overview setup, you can check out Keltoran, look in his bio. I do mention every once in a while, but I always get asked, so I'm going to put it in there. We go into your skills. So for the paying, we have to go into social, which is this one with the little 3 people. So there's effective standings, diplomacy, and then you have negotiation. So this skill right here gives you 5% additional pay per level for agent missions. So it increases your payout by 5% per level. I have mine at 4, which gives me a 20% increase. Now, I would trade this to 5, but I've got other things going at the moment. And then social increases your... no, not social, sorry. Security connections is the other skill you want. Can you see that? Yeah. Increases loyalty point gained by 10% per level. I have that one at 5, so it gives me 50% more loyalty point gains. So that is why mine might be higher than what you're seeing. Is that I have those skills trained to a decent level. So that's... Oh. And then the security connections is also mining and distribution connections. So if you do distribution missions or mining missions, those 2 will get your LP gains from that. Negotiation, I'm going to probably bring up. So, and then social is good because when you do get your increases, so when you do cash them in, I get a 25% bonus to my LP or my standings gains. And then these 2 here, so connections will be 4% modifier to effective standings from friendly NPC corporations and factions per level. So it doesn't add, it just means whatever your level is, you're 4%, you get a 4% bonus. So if you're at 10, you get 0.4, for example. I mean, that's super rough math, obviously silly, but this one's not accumulative. It's not like social where you get it every time you hand in a mission. It's just sort of a flat increase. And then you have criminal connections against pirate NPCs, or to low Concord standing, so like NPCs, or rats, pirates. And then when you have hostile agents, you get a 4% bonus to sort of limit that with diplomacy. It's not quite as good. And this is something you would get if you're going to do a lot of low sec. This is when you're doing missions to bring up your security status. I started training it at one point. I was going to start training it at one point, so I own it. But I never actually did, and I probably in hindsight should have. When I left Faction Warfare, it took me quite a while to get my standings, my security standing specifically up to where it is. It's probably pretty high now because I've been doing it for a while. So I'm at 5.1, which is fine. I was close to 0 or just below 0 when I left, so that was fun. So that would have helped. But yeah, social, negotiation, and security connections are what's kind of helping do what we're doing right now. And connections is good as well, because it's that flat increase. There, that question was asked. I hope I answered that. There is an EVE... Go check out the EVE University page. They go through all of that, and they're a pretty good source of pretty much all that information. One of the best ones around. So we'll hand this one in and see what we get. And I hopefully have enough ISK that I can grab a fitting if we need to. Anomic base, we can't do. There's no way. I don't think I can afford a big expensive cruiser, but how is our standings with this guy? Minus 0.3, we can do that. Can I bring this up, please, so I can watch it? Okay, I'll slide that over here. So what we're looking for right here is we're watching this standings. Negative 0.3. You can see our increase right here. That's from handing in the mission with our bonus. So we're hoping to not have to decline too many. And then if I do, I just sort of let it sit, and I'll run a couple missions later. So everything's visible. Smash the supplier. We're still good. That would be a good one to run, but it's against the MRs, so I don't want to do that either. I try not to run the ones that are against any of the 4 main factions. Anomic base you can decline for free, so you can see we've almost chewed up what we gained. And if we have to decline one more, it'll chew up this 9. Yeah, so we're just going to let this guy chill for a few hours, and we're going to go pop over to the other agent and see what they give us. So I'm thinking I'd like to pick up some of the budget fits. I do have some Daredevil hulls, which will help mitigate the cost as well. I have not yet replaced my Nurgle hull. I do have to remember now to put out a request. We have a guy that pulled over an ad in front of my thing. Do have a guy that builds them, so I would like to get that. Oops. You know what I'm trying to say. I would like to get that built in-house. I'd rather buy it from a Malrovian than go to the market and buy it, so I will definitely put out feelers with those guys and get my new Nurgle hull built. What else? A lot of housekeeping. Just kind of looking forward to grinding up these missions and seeing how long it takes us. It'd be good to see how many videos we get to compared to the Microwarpdrive. Because even with the Microwarpdrive in the end, we switched to doing this partly. But it'll be interesting because they're not quite the same. Starting, I think the Microwarpdrive was about 700 million. Because I didn't include the implants, I believe. And I am running these in my Microwarpdrive implant. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably get myself... I don't know what I'd get. I think warp speed is nice. And the align time and stuff, so maybe I'll just leave it. Because there's not one fit that we're running. If I was doing just this and just the Nurgle and a single fit for the bases, then I would get like 3 implant sets maybe, but I don't think there's a real good way to do it here other than some utility stuff like warp speed. So we can decline this one for free because you can do it once every 4 hours for free. Although Blockade is a nice one just to grind with the Dominics. And it's right in this system. But that's not the function of this video today. Alright, Dread Pirate Scarlet. We can even do that with our Microwarpdrive if we wanted to. But I'm not moving the Microwarpdrive here. So let's decline this one too. Let's just see if we can get one more Anomic agent. If not, we'll call the video. Massive attack. No. Okay. This one I'm going to probably just run. Alright, so there's that. 2 missions down. And that went a lot smoother having the right ammo types. Definitely feel like carrying the ammo, all 4 of them with us, is going to be the way to go. Because then we can pick up any 2 and we just fly out, do them, and fly back. And that's going to be awesome. What I might do is start looking at each of the pirate agents. Let me see if I can actually do this in any way. Alright, that'll work. So right here, so we can do all 5 of these, or all 4 of these. Oh, this is the Garmur. It is in here. Yeah. Pretty sure that's the fit. Okay. I just never noticed it here before. Cool. Works versus every team burner. Make sure you orbit at least 20 from 30. Well, okay, so I can probably extend that, but because the very rare wrecking shots. Oh, I see. So we definitely have to be out because every so often they could just kill us if we're any closer than that. So, okay. So I will have to get javelins for the Jaguar. Switching missile guidance computer for a SIBO for the Jaguar. Okay, so we maybe got lucky. So we'll definitely want to... What's this? Oh, I scrolled something. I moved something. I scrolled something. No. That's what I did. Okay. Alright. Hopefully I didn't have that broken the whole time. I just noticed. Okay. So we'll switch to that. I'll get myself a SIBO for the Jaguar. And we'll just carry all that with us and we can switch out on our way to a missile range. And we'll just get T2 javelins of each of the type for the javelin, which was kinetic. Yes. So I'm just sort of planning for the next video. This is stuff I'm going to try to do between. And then it has actual damage types right here. Mjolnir versus Hawk Bantam Burst. Nova versus Ennio Navitus Inquisitor. Alright, cool. That's perfect. All the information I need is right in here. So web range is 13 kilometers. Alright, cool. Now, what was I talking about? Looking at these. So these are where we need the help. I do have the Daredevil for the Dramiel, I believe. I think Dave is for the Dramiel. But we can look in here and you can see cheap alternative right here. So let's copy this and just see what cheap means. So you can see it takes about 2 minutes instead of 1:20. You need a web that has at least 16-kilometer range with overheat. Overheat both hardeners while in warp. On land, overheat your web and overheat your afterburner while closing. So we can do these missions with our cheap Daredevils, or you can get a cheap Wolf if we wanted to get some assault frigate action going. That could be cool too. But I just want to see what they mean by cheap. So if we do this and we go to here, import from clipboard and simulate fit. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Especially considering I already have the hull, which is probably a fair chunk of it. Oh, that's not going to help us. Can we just hover over it? So we can shave about 30. Well, I'm still going to count it as expenses, but yeah, I can totally fit up a couple cheap Daredevils. That might be a good way to go. What's a Wolf? Just for the fun of it. Cost us, if we simulate this, 36 million as well. So even cheaper if you go with the Wolf hull for the hull itself. Okay, cool. So I'm going to start playing around with that and gathering some fits together to do the other 5. And then we'll bring that window back up. So just so you guys have some idea kind of what I'm thinking. Did it flash? I wonder if it actually flashed. It must have flashed my backdrop there. So you probably saw my backdrop. Hooray. Yeah. What is it? Over here. And then we have to figure out these 3. The burner bases. So we have a Gila. We could get a Gila. We have an Orthrus. These are all for the Ashimu? Yes. Cerberus, which would be nice. Those are all expensive. There's a cheap Cerberus fit. 5 minutes 30 seconds, but I bet they pay out great. Let's see what this cheap Cerberus fit costs us. Since we're not running any more missions, we'll try to stretch this out to the 30 minutes, right? Right. And hopefully you guys enjoy seeing my thought process, because that's kind of my whole thing. It doesn't help me as much, or help everybody as much just to see me do it. The thought process also helps, so simulate that fit. So under 300 million. We're using rapid light missiles, which is interesting on a Cerberus. I love the Cerberus. This is probably what we're going to go with because I'm always looking for excuses to fly this ship. So that's going to be that video. We ran 2 missions. We started making some plans for our future. We're going to look at some cheap fits. We're going to go with the burners first. So we're going to get ourselves some cheap Daredevils and that sort of thing. And we'll get into the cruiser stuff further on down the line and see how they pay out as well. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Comments and thumbs up are greatly appreciated. They help get my videos out there and people find them. Feel free to share them wherever you think they'll be of benefit. And we'll see you all next time. Take care. And I'm out of here.